If the Super Eagles score the next penalty, Nigeria through to the final. Stepping forward, Iheanacho, senior man Kels. Confidence. Iheanacho with his left foot against goalkeeper Williams. Iheanacho scores from the Obudu Ranch to Ikoyi, Lagos, from Sambisa Forest to the heart of Port Harcourt. Nigeria celebrates 200 million people plus. The Super Eagles are through to the AFCON final for the 8th time. A goal from Kelechi Iheanacho ensures they have beaten South Africa 4-2. And the Super Eagles are fortified. Your fans are satisfied. It's Nigeria into the AFCON final for AFCON 2023 in 2024. Incredible scenes.
No beg me. No beg me. You don't see people now. I go back like this.
You don't start. Now my brother, my younger brother, when don't say I've been senior.
Stadium, it rocks. Come on! Go! Hey, I opened doors, no, feel the noise. Come on!
This result
Okay, let's. Perfect. Okay. With Okay. Just keep on. Okay, let's. Perfect. Okay. With Okay. Just keep on. Okay, let's. Perfect. Okay. With Okay. Just keep on. Okay, let's. Perfect.
Okay.
Algeria are on the edge.
Osimhen 1v1. Osimhen scores! And he scored Victor, trying to lead Nigeria to victory. An early goal for the Super Eagles. And they are trying to show how much they want this success, trying to have excess. The fans are celebrating. Nigeria won. Benin Republic nil.
Fantastic goal by Victor Osimhen.
It could be that second goal now with his cross. Victor Osimhen! He's gotten his brace. He could enjoy a warm embrace. The Super Eagles have doubled their lead. But would it be enough in this race for the World Cup?
Free kick.
Taken by the Super Eagles now.
Whoa!
And Victor Osimhen has gotten a hat-trick. 3 times he has scored for Nigeria. Goal. Moses Simon from the left-hand side can square through from that territory. Goes past his marker. Will cross the ball in. And this could be that goal! The Super Eagles score the fourth.
Let's go!
And just maybe the dream of getting to the playoffs has come alive. Well, the players know that they have lost the top spots, but finishing second could still ensure that they keep dreaming. Osimhen 1v1. Osimhen scores!
Let's get
There's
it!
a reason he scored Victor, trying to lead Nigeria to victory. An early goal for the Super Eagles. And they are trying to show how much they want this success, trying to have excess. The fans are celebrating. Nigeria won. Benin Republic nil.
Fantastic goal by Victor Osimhen.
It could be that second goal now with his cross. Victor Osimhen! He's gotten his brace. He could enjoy a warm embrace. The Super Eagles have doubled their lead. But would it be enough in this race for the World Cup?
Free kick.
Taken by the Super Eagles now.
Whoa!
And Victor Osimhen has gotten a hat-trick. 3 times he has scored for Nigeria. Goal. Moses Simon from the left-hand side can square through from that territory. Goes past his marker. Will cross the ball in. And this could be that goal! The Super Eagles score the fourth.
Let's go!
And just maybe the dream of getting to the playoffs has come alive. Well, the players know that they have lost the top spots, but finishing second
could still ensure that they keep dreaming.
Yeah, I know the series one.
Whether it's late or early, the most important thing to me is playing for Nigeria and representing my country. It's such an opportunity that I don't count on when it comes, whether it's coming at the early stage of my career or the late stage, but representing Nigeria is something I find to be a great honor. When I got the call, the first thing I did was to go on my knees to say thanks to God because it's just His grace. Not everyone has the opportunity to represent their country. Then thereafter, I had to call my family, and they were so excited, and they wished me a lot of successes. Breaking the news to my club, the same thing. Everyone was happy with me. I am a natural winger, a left winger, but I can also play as a striker and also as a right winger. You know, in my previous clubs, I played as a striker, and even in Genk, in the beginning, I played as a right winger, and now, for the past, I think 2 years, I've been playing as a left winger. So I play all three positions. You know, when you talk about these players, not everyone will have the opportunity to share the same dressing room with them. You know, these are players of high caliber. These are players with a lot of experience. These are very good players that I've been watching on television, you know, even in their last AFCON. So these are players for me that I should look up to them, look at my game, look at what I need to develop, and see where I can improve. So for me, it's not about competition. It's about synergy. It's about bring out the best of everyone to help the team and to bring Nigerian football to another level. So for me, it's more about what I can do to help the team and for us to achieve our dreams. Giving my best, playing out my heart for this wonderful badge, because playing for Nigeria, I know the task ahead, the expectation of over 200 million people. I am a player with a lot of pace. I'm a player that loves the link-up play. So I hope I can give this to the team, and together we can achieve more. I hope I can have a lot of goals and also assist, and also be
Make I tell Nigeria happen. The true ball from the left. Alexander will be the square up. Straight 1-2 on arrival. Nigeria highest goal scorer for the AFCON. Mr. AFCON himself.
Mr. AFCON.
Ademola Lookman. Body the switch. Body the switch. Body the switch. Zabu. A long ball. I think Nigeria will be built up on the left. I'm telling you, they don't get chance. I go square. I mean, one tap. One tap from James.
He won't be done through him again.
Osimhen.
He won't be done through him again.
Lookman they sell. Osimhen they score.
Sure.
If they see the double for assist, they work out for attack. My people Mozambique, they bleed. Inside the first 3 minutes, they don't concede again. No two questions, no problem. Now Akwa Adams go shift away. He go hit direct. He go hit direct. He go hit direct.
Victor Osimhen, goal! Bound to happen! It was bound to happen! Victor Osimhen! But Lookman with the ball in, header, goal! Osimhen through again, a ball from Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman, goal! Ademola Lookman is back.
Now this is it. Football is.
Ademola Lookman is back.
If you don't get the goals, be a creator. Osimhen, you don't see the goals.
Osimhen has been wanting Lookman.
Osimhen.
Free kick to Tunisia. Tunisia pulled one back. Tunisia pulled one back. It's number 3. I believe that's Taubi who has headed the ball in. This game is far from over. Taubi with a goal there. Hannibal with a crossing header. Wabali slips and the ball is straight into the net.
Not a penalty.
And the one for Egypt against South Africa, and Tunisia have buried it. Abdi buries it. It's now 3-2.
Both incidents isn't a penalty, and it is just disappointing.
Three, South Africa 2. If the Super Eagles score the next penalty, Nigeria through to the final. Stepping forward, Kelechi Iheanacho, senior man Kels.
Confidence.
Iheanacho with his left foot against goalkeeper Williams. Iheanacho scores! From the Obudu Ranch to Ikoyi, Lagos.
Right now in world football, right now, based on current form, where does Osimhen rank amongst the best strikers in the world right now?
Of course, top 10 strikers in the world. Osimhen is ranked amongst the top 10.
Let me make your job a bit difficult.
Yeah.
Top 5 right now is Victor Osimhen amongst.
Top 5, yeah.
Top 5, yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah. Now let me make your job. Let me make your job much more
Victor
difficult.
Osimhen.
I want to make it much more difficult. Top 3.
Top 3. Number of goals he scored this season? No. number of goals because Harry Kane, Haaland, Gyökeres, Victor Gyökeres, so top 3, no, but top 10, comfortably top 10. I think he scored 6 goals.
Hate make a lover, hope you work it out. Love it when you hate, better talk them out. Chili got my Izzy Benz heat, though fire red fabric.
Alex.
White girls in the white team, brown skin, blue, white side. Might give up.
The pressure is
So bad. I'm so bad. This flow lumbar. It's
coming. Alex is coming. Please close the house first. Final decision.
But these lot trying to make me sing my song as if it's my initiation or something. I beg you go on YouTube and pile up the streams, man. Here on Spotify or Apple Music trying to make me sing live concert. Hey, anyways, game day tomorrow. I need to lock in. So lock it.
Okay.
Osimhen scores!
Let's get
There's
it.
a scored Victor trying to lead Nigeria to victory. An early goal for the Super Eagles. And they are trying to show how much they want this success, trying to have excess. The fans are celebrating. Nigeria won. Benin Republic nil.
Fantastic goal by Victor Osimhen.
It could be that second goal now with his cross. Victor Osimhen! He's got this. He could enjoy a warm embrace. The Super Eagles have doubled their lead. But would it be enough in this race for the World Cup?
Free kick.
Taken by the Super Eagles now.
Whoa!
And Victor Osimhen has gotten a hat-trick. 3 times he has scored for Nigeria. Goal. Moses Simon from the left-hand side can square through from that territory. Goes past his marker. Will cross the ball in. And this could be like goal! The Super Eagles score the fourth.
Let's go.
And just maybe the dream of getting to the playoffs has come alive. Well, the players know that they have lost the top spots, but finishing second could still ensure that they keep dreaming. Osimhen 1v1. Osimhen scores!
Let's get
There's a reason he scored Victor, trying to lead Nigeria to victory. An early goal for the Super Eagles. And they are trying to show how much they want this success, trying to have excess. The fans are celebrating. Nigeria won. Benin Republic nil.
Fantastic goal by Victor Osimhen.
It could be that second goal now with his cross. Victor Osimhen! He's gotten his brace. He could enjoy a warm embrace. The Super Eagles have doubled their lead. But would it be enough in this race for the World Cup?
Free kick.
Taken by the Super Eagles now.
Whoa!
And Victor Osimhen has gotten a hat-trick. 3 times he has scored for Nigeria. Goal. Moses Simon from the left-hand side can square through from that territory. Goes past his marker. Will cross the ball in. And this could be like goal! The Super Eagles score the fourth.
Let's go.
And just maybe the dream of getting to the playoffs has come alive. Well, the players know that they have lost the top spots, but finishing second could still ensure that they keep dreaming. Osimhen 1v1. Osimhen scores!
Let's get
There's
it.
a reason he scored Victor, trying to lead Nigeria to victory. An early goal for the Super Eagles. And they are trying to show how much they want this success, trying to have excess. The fans are celebrating. Nigeria won, Benin Republic nil.
Fantastic goal by Victor Osimhen.
There could be that second goal now with his cross. Victor Osimhen! He's gotten his brace. He could enjoy a warm embrace. The Super Eagles have doubled their lead. But would it be enough in this race for the World Cup?
A free kick.
Taken by the Super Eagles now.
Whoa!
And Victor Osimhen has gotten a hat-trick. 3 times he has scored for Nigeria. Goal. Moses Simon from the left-hand side can square through from that territory. Goes past his marker. Will cross the ball in. And this could be that goal! The Super Eagles for the fourth.
Let's go!
And just maybe the dream of getting to the playoffs has come alive. Well, the players know that they have lost the top spot, but finishing second could still ensure that they keep dreaming. Osimhen 1v1. Osimhen scores!
Let's get
There's
it!
the reason he scored. Victor trying to lead Nigeria to victory. An early goal for the Super Eagles. And they are trying to show how much they want this success, trying to have excess. The fans are celebrating. Nigeria won, Benin Republic nil.
Fantastic goal by Victor Osimhen.
There could be that second goal now with his cross. Victor Osimhen! He's gotten his brace. He could enjoy a warm embrace. The Super Eagles have doubled their lead. But would it be enough in this race for the World Cup?
A free kick.
Taken by the Super Eagles now.
Whoa!
And Victor Osimhen has gotten a hat-trick. 3 times he has scored for Nigeria. Goal. Moses Simon from the left-hand side can square through from that territory. Goes past his marker. Will cross the ball in. And this could be that goal! The Super Eagles for the fourth.
Let's go!
And just maybe the dream of getting to the playoffs has come alive. Well, the players know that they have lost the top spot, but finishing second could still ensure that they keep dreaming. Osimhen 1v1. Osimhen scores!
Let's get
There's
it!
the reason he scored. Victor trying to lead Nigeria to victory. An early goal for the Super Eagles. And they are trying to show how much they want this success, trying to have excess. The fans are celebrating. Nigeria won, Benin Republic nil.
Fantastic goal.
Yes,
No break that. No break me. See people now, you don't need it.
I go back like this.
Hey, you don't start. Now my brother, and my younger brother, when you say, I be senior. No break that. No break me. You don't see people now, you don't need it.
I go back like this.
Hey, you don't start. Like my brother, and my younger brother, when you say, I be senior. No beg me. No beg me. You don't see people now.
Stadium in rocks. Come on! Go! I gotta open those small field.
champions of the Unity Cup, the Super Eagles of Nigeria set stall out to defend their title right there in the United Kingdom at the Valley. That's the home stadium of Charlton Athletic, and that business of defending the Unity Cup title begins tonight. Actually begins in about 9 minutes from now, when they take on the Warriors of Zimbabwe in the first semi-final of the Unity Cup. On that note, well, salutations to you guys. Good evening and welcome to our live watch along right here on vivxsports for Nigeria versus Zimbabwe. I've got Alex with me to take us through the big talking points, all the goals, all the tackles, and all of the excitement from this all-African affair between Nigeria and Zimbabwe right there in the Unity Cup. I know the essence of the Unity Cup is not just only football, it's also to unite culturally everyone in the UK in terms of different cultures, different societies, and that's why you find India also participating. As a matter of fact, India will be taking on the Reggae Boys of Jamaica in the second semi-final tomorrow. Once again, good evening and thanks for joining us. Alex, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. I mean, I've been seeing you walking around enjoying Arsenal's party.
Oh yeah.
But it's good to be here for the Unity Cup. Like you said, defending champions, the Super Eagles of Nigeria taking on Zimbabwe, a side who sits 130 in the FIFA ranking compared to Nigeria, who sits 26 on the FIFA ranking. And you know for a fact that Nigeria certainly so the bigger country coming into this game, and us also as defending champions, that could also spur them on for something. But it's an unrecognizable lineup.
Oh so yeah,
I think that maybe that's where the problems may come up for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Hopefully the players that have been given the nod to start this game have enough in their tank to draw a victory in this one, and maybe give Nigeria an opportunity for yet another one to defend their Unity Cup, a tournament they won last year, same stadium at the Valley last year in London. So fantastic one, good to be here. I mean, Super Eagles play even though that we're prepping for, it's a World Cup year, we're prepping for the World Cup, but no Super Eagles at the World Cup. But I mean,
it's a shame. It's a shame.
It's a shame, but we have to talk about it.
2 weeks to the World Cup. We should be here talking about build-up friendlies to the World Cup, right?
We're supposed to. Yes, that's the conversation, and every Nigerian should be excited for it. But I mean, it's not what is happening right now, and that's the sad one. But it's good that we have a game like this to access some of the guys who don't regularly start for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and again, you could test them to see if they can be part of the team to play in the AFCON qualifiers for 2027. So it's a good one. Let's see what happens in the game.
All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well, vivxsports. Wherever you're watching from, you can also participate, you can contribute, you can share your thoughts on the Super Eagles team and the performance as well. The numbers are right there at the bottom of your screen. We'll be looking forward to your calls. Anywhere, you can call via mobile, you can also call on WhatsApp as well. And Eric Chell has already said that this squad for the Unity Cup is an experimental one for a lot of players who haven't had a look in, who have been on the outside looking in, to be able to stake a claim. And he said, we also have another squad getting ready for the international friendlies coming up, I think in 2 weeks from now, against Portugal and Poland. One team going to the World Cup, the other not going to the World Cup, but that is the main squad. But this is a chance for these players who are participating in the UK to be able to stake a claim. And that takes us to the lineup. Let's see how the lineup looks like tonight for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. If we could have that on our screen ASAP to see how the Super Eagles are looking as far as that game is concerned. All right, but while we're waiting for that to come up on the screen, in goal is Arthur Okonkwo, the Wrexham goalkeeper, who has had do we call it a revelation season?
I'm not surprised that he gets the start. Like you rightly stated earlier on, this is a game for the fringed players, the guys who don't get to start when we have the full Super Eagles squad. But again, it's an opportunity for him to stake his claim. You still have guys like Maduka Okoye, who many Nigerians who think should be the number one. You still also have a guy who's clubless like Stanley Nwabali, who many Nigerians still believe that he has a stake as not Nigeria's number one. But I want to see what the Wrexham goalkeeper Okonkwo would have to do today in his performance. And I think when we're watching the game and talking about the game, I would closely watch his involvement with the team. I like great goalkeepers. I like ball-playing goalkeepers. I also like goalkeepers who can command their defense. I know he's new to the national team, so that can take away some steam, with his communication with the other guys who get to start in this game. But I also want to closely watch the goalkeeper, because many have touted him to be the number one for Nigeria because of what he's doing for his club side, Wrexham.
All right, so Arthur Okonkwo makes his debut for the Super Eagles today, and it's an official game.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, FIFA have graded this game as a tier 1 level game, so that means it will also count towards ranking points as well. Now, take a look at the rest of the lineup. There's Chibueze Oputa, we have Obina Igboke, there's Alassane Abdullahi, Igor Obu, Chibike Nwaiwu, Aziz Beloso, there's Tochukwu Nadi, Sarah Murphy captains the side, there's Samson Tijani and Philip Otele. So if you're a Super Eagles fan, you definitely know that these are names that you have barely heard of. I think the only recognizable names here are maybe Abdullahi, and Terry Murphy.
And Terry Murphy. That's the only 3 guys that you would know. And Terry Murphy is the captain. I mean, rightly so. If you don't give him the captain's armband, who do you want to give the captain's armband to? And then when you look at the bench, you don't necessarily know too many guys in there. Zoho is in there. Oseni, one of the guys who have also seen, being caught up in the national team alongside Durusimi. But it's not like I said, it's not the regular starters when it comes to the national team. But I think that these guys have enough quality. And Eric Sher, we know him to have a keen eye for talent and keen eye for players who can come into the national team and showcase what they can do. And that's why we know Emmanuel Fernandez today, because he gave him that opportunity to play for the national team. So this is not a bad lineup, so to speak. Let's see what they have in store.
All right, I've got a few thoughts on this lineup, but we'll share that just in a moment. Let's take a look at the bench in full. Francis Uzoho, there's Michael Atata as well. That's another goalkeeper who plays for Ikorodu City. Tosi Oyedoko also plays for Ikorodu City as well, as on the bench. Aderemi Adeoye, there's Rafiu Dorosini, who got relegated with Pisa in Serie A. There's Owen Oseni, who plays his football in the English Championship. There's also Ayobami Jr., who is a midfielder at Shooting Stars, and Tijani Alamin from Shooting Stars as well. And also got Elias on the bench. Lineup is experimental, no doubt about it, but I'm happy for one thing. Eric Chell has kept his word, is giving the home-based players a chance here. And for the home-based players, how important is it for them to grasp this? We've always criticized them for the fact that anytime they've got a chance with the CHAN and other competitions, they've not risen up. But we're going to a game where our fullbacks and right back and left back are from Rangers, who are champions of the Nigeria Premier Football League. How important do you think it is for them to really show up and really come out in flying colours?
I mean, when you look at the balance of play, I don't think that these players don't have quality. I think they're quality players, and if you watch them closely for their respective club side, like you rightly mentioned, Rangers International had these 2 guys come down to Lagos and pick up the MPFL title, winning that game by 2-1 with Chidebere Nwobodo, who I think maybe should have gotten a call up to the national team, to join up with the guys. He scored 2 fantastic goals, and they won the tournament.
But did these 2 guys play in the game against Ikorodu City? I think they were already in camp.
They were already in camp. Sorry, they were already in camp.
Which is even credit to Rangers for coming to Lagos without key fullbacks,
and they won the game. What I was trying to say was for Chidebere Nwobodo to join camp, after his stellar performance against Ikorodu City. But when you look at it, we criticize, so to speak, have this heavy criticism for MPFL players because in the past, let's be honest, Alali, they've not really stepped up to the plate. They've not given us too much to be happy about. I mean, the last time we played the CHAN tournament, it was disastrous. They lost games. They even lost 4-0. The team who meets me now that beat them 4-0. I think South Africa, if I'm not mistaken.
Was Niger?
No.
The CHAN?
Yeah, CHAN was a team that
Niger, Sudan?
Sudan. Yes, beat the Nigerian side 4-0. It was disastrous, and I mean you have that guy, Ngenge, who was the man who considered 2 own goals for the Nigerian side. So in time past, we've seen MPFL players integrate to the national team, but they don't give their all, and that's the reason why many Nigerians will feel like they don't want to see some of these guys play for the national team. But again, Eric Shaw has reinstated that trust that the MPFL guys can be with the national team. And Olali, I have to say, beautiful jersey, by the way.
Lovely jersey. Kickoff is imminent, but let's quickly take a look at how the Warriors will start tonight. Future Sibanda is in goal. There's Skobin Untuzi, Jordan Zemura, Munashe Garananga. There's Shane Marudza, Marvelous Nakamba. We know him very much familiar with Nigerians, right? He's the captain tonight. Jonah Fabish. There's Marshall Monetsi, who used to play in the Premier League. There's Sean Fusire, Tawanda Chirewa, and number 11 Chet Junior Zindonga. That's how the Warriors, all draped in yellow, will be lined up. It's not a full house at the Valley. It's not just a few pockets, but expect things to probably get filled up. We know there's a massive Nigerian presence in Charlton as well, and I believe that we also have Zimbabweans in their pockets as well. We will definitely take that chance to come watch their national teams in action. Super Eagles will get us started, and there we go. Super Eagles in white with a bit of grain, or do you call that lemon? It's all giving Korea Japan 2002 vibes, right?
It's a beautiful jersey, I have to say, and we saw the release of the official jersey earlier today on social media on the X app, and it looked quite nice. With veteran Nigerian player JJ Okocha also being there to advertise the new Super Eagles jersey. Sad one that we don't get to see this jersey at the World Cup, but I mean, it's a wonderful jersey. I think they always kill it when they release Super Eagles of the Nigerian jersey.
We always win the jersey World Cup.
We always do, and 2018 would be one of the years that we would never forget. That Nigerian jersey was finally designed and looked so beautiful. But this one looks a bit nice, but we're just a minute into the game, and already we're seeing the Nigerian side piling the pressure from that right hand side. I think that this will be an interesting game to watch, because for a fact the Zimbabwean side will not give Nigeria too much, because the last time these two sides played, we remember what happened in the game, and kind of painful one though for many Nigerians who remember that one. But this should be an opportunity for the guys who were called up to the national team for the first time to showcase that they can be part of the national team setup, and also impress the manager who's on the touchline watching what's happening.
All right, my eyes on Femi Femi Aziz, who plays his football at Millwall. 11 goals this season in the English Championship. Comes well recommended, I must say, and is what Nigerians will definitely be watching out for. That's the Super Eagles player on number 7, but we can see Zimbabwe right now trying to build things up from the back as they come forward right now. Zimbabwe looking very much confident. The build-up of Femi Aziz tries to take advantage of a misplaced passing there, but it's back with the goalkeeper Sibanda. Sibanda sends a long one, but Igor Olbu should mop that up, sends it back to Arthur Okonkwo, who gets his first touch as a Super Eagles player. It's his debut, by the way. Remember, he just switched nationality a couple of weeks ago, declared his
he pledges his allegiance
to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. How many goalkeepers do we have now?
4.
We've got
4
Arthur,
good goalkeepers.
Matuka Okoye, Stanley Wabali,
and Francis
and Adelaide as well.
That's who's 5. Also part of the national team. But when you look at it, it's good to have a huge pool of goalkeepers, good goalkeepers, so to speak, to pick from. Like I said, the sad thing is they don't get to go to the World Cup this year. That would have been a bigger stage to showcase how wonderful they are. The only thing for goalkeepers is when you have 3 goalkeepers on the bench, one gets to start majority of the games, in an international tournament as big as the World Cup. But like I said, with these kind of games, the friendly matches, the Unity Cups and all of that stuff, it presents an opportunity for players who don't get to start for Nigeria regularly to showcase what they can do. And already I've seen the goalkeeper Arthur Okonkwo handle the ball twice in this game, and I can say that quite so right. He's a confident goalkeeper on the ball. And like you rightly mentioned, some Nigerians are making their way into the stadium. We're beginning to see some fans just make their way into the stadium. And if you look at the north side of the stadium, you can also see lots of green, white, green jerseys just behind Arthur Okonkwo's goal. So fantastic one. It's only 4 minutes of football played. Still two teams trying to size themselves up. Eric Shell still dishing out instructions, and some very good smiley faces on the bench who know that they may be getting a run in at some point in this encounter. But early stages, 0-0.
Remember to press that subscribe button and give us a follow and subscribe so you can get notifications. We're going to the very busy period for African football, and we are all part of that right on vivxsports. The World Cup is just around the corner, and we will definitely be a one-stop shop for all the action as it concerns African teams. Sibanda with a pass there, but it's already taken. Now Femi Aziz sends the ball to the left back. Cross comes in, but Zimbabwe will clear, but just Super Eagles have the ball back. Samson Tijani trying to get clever there. Still finds Terry Murphy. Lovely goal!
Oh, wonderful.
And that's Javier Femi Aziz with his first Super Eagles goal, and that has come out of nothing. Nigeria 1, Zimbabwe 0, early doors at the Valley, and Alex, we never saw that coming.
Yeah, I never saw that coming. Just 5 minutes of football played, and a fantastic one from Aziz, who had an opportunity there to put that ball into the back of the net. It's a wonderful goal, and it came out of nothing. Like I said, two teams still very much in the early stages of this one, sizing themselves up, and you can see just players with smiles on their faces on the bench. That was a very good goal, well taken by the new man, who's a player that I think should be part of the national team setup. He looks to be very good on the ball, quick with his decision making, and that one ended up in the back of the net to give Nigeria the lead in this Unity Cup semi-final. The defending champions have started right where they stopped.
All right, great start for Nigeria there, and great interplay between Samson Tijani and Kenneth Igboke, the Rangers left back, finding Terry Murphy, and Murphy also trying to link up with Femi Aziz, who seems to be in the thick of the action, just playing right behind the striker.
Yeah, and that's the best position that you want to deploy a man who has that kind of quality. Like I said, you can see lots of Nigerian fans now behind Arthur Okonkwo, but it was a wonderful touch, deft touch for him to control the ball, and Terry Murphy ran into space, gave him that opportunity to shoot, and the ball ended up in the back of the net for Nigeria's first goal of this encounter. It's a new Nigerian team with new faces wearing these jerseys, but it's the same story. Nigeria scoring first in a game in the Unity Cup.
Right, foul. The Zimbabwean number 6 penalized there. That will be a free kick to Nigeria, but looks like a Super Eagle is down, and we'll need some medical attention as the physios, the medical team, come onto the pitch to quickly give some attention. And looks like the player was affected here. We're trying to get confirmation as we try to savor that Femi Aziz goal. Came out of nothing apparently, and it's Alassane Ibrahim receiving attention as Eric Chell is speaking to the Rangers right back. That's Oputa. Oputa, definitely one of the best right backs in the Nigeria Premier Football League. Beg your pardon, Samson Tijani actually requiring medical attention. He will be required to leave the pitch temporarily and come on very, very much soon, but looked like something had to do with his ears, but he seems fine, walking really fine. Great start for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Samson Tijani, who has been in the international wilderness The last game he played for the Super Eagles was way back in 2020. And what a way to mark his return involved in that opener. Still Super Eagles 1, Warriors of Zimbabwe 0. And Alex, are we expecting more goals tonight?
Yeah, definitely, sir. I think I expect to see more goals. I mean, Tochukwu Nadi and why would they've done so well to control the tempo of that midfield. I think they started the game just a bit on the edge. I mean, new faces, new players. Many of these players have never played together, except for the Rangers players who played together for their club in the MPFL. But it's not bad. They've settled in quite all right, and I think that the passing from the Nigerian side has improved just in the final, in the last 2-3 minutes of this encounter. So yes, I think we'll see more goals, and I don't also doubt that the Zimbabwe side too can probe forward and look for spaces in and around the Nigerian defense. But for now, Nigeria seems to be on top of the game, passing the ball around quite efficiently, and not any threats or whatsoever, opposed from the opposition, as the wing backs from Rangers International are doing a wonderful job with joining the attack. And I want to see more from Tochukwu Nadi. I have to say, a player who I think I admire so much. He does a wonderful job in that midfield, and I would love to see how he controls things for the Nigerian side, knowing that the big boys like Rafael Onyedika, Wilfred Ndidi are not going to be playing this game for the Nigerian side.
Lovely exchange of passes involving. This should be the second, but the goalkeeper Sibanda. It's almost a comical situation there involving Sibanda, the goalkeeper, and his defenders. But he sorts himself out and gets hold of the ball. But down some lovely interchange of passing between Filippo Tele, Femi Aziz, and also Igboke once again. They seem to be linking up really well, exchange of passes, but this time around is led to Zimbabwe benefiting, but they will keep hold of the ball. Zimbabwe through Nakamba, as Zimbabwe will try to build something of their own. Lovely pass into the channel, and the referee says that's a free kick. No, I think it's flagged for offside, the assistant referee.
Yeah, Chiwera on that occasion there. I think he just got to push on the Nigerian defender there, just looking to block his run into space. It was a good ball though, notwithstanding. It was a good ball from the left hand side, but Chiwera too much. The referee says that one pulls down the Nigerian player. Free kick to Nigeria, taking quickly.
Alright, wrong pass from Igboke, the left back there, as Zimbabwe recover possession. Zimbabwe trying to take their time, also try to get a bit creative, as Eric Chell looks very much relaxed as he dishes out instruction from the sidelines. Arthur Koko back with the ball, as he sends the ball. That's almost a wrong one, but Maputa gets hold of it, the Rangers right back. Lovely play there from the Super Eagles. Now Samson Tijani has rejoined them the game, brings it forward, finds Femi Bello, Femi Aziz, beg your pardon, Igboke now on that left hand channel. A lot seem to be going down on that left hand side of the Super Eagles attack. Samson Tijani seen a lot of the ball as well, sends it back to Alisson. Super Eagles enjoying the possession here. It's ball now with Igboke, the Slavia Prague centre back, who is also champion in the Czech Republic. Lovely turn, but it's been fouled, as the centre referee calls for a foul there. It's a bit tricky with the numbering of the Zimbabwean shirts.
Yeah,
I think for example, the number 6, I can't find him on my lineup.
Yeah, I cannot find him on the lineup too. And he sports jersey number 6.
Yeah, and honestly, on the lineup, there's a number 6, right? Is it?
Yeah, no number 6 on the lineup. It's wonderful how they do these things. But I think it will be corrected as we go. But I'll be taking the number 6 to be the number 5. No, not the number 5.
Why are you trying to do that, Zimbabwe?
I'm trying to put a name to the number.
Femi Aziz gets the ball again. He has the freedom of the city. He's popping up in different places, Alex.
Yeah, wonderful player. I think we've seen that he can play, and he's shown quality with that wonderful goal to give Nigeria the lead just early on in this encounter, and he's touched the ball more times than any other Nigerian player so far since the start of this game. I mean, we saw him do similar things like that this season for Millwall in the Championship. He's been a wonderful player. He has contributed immensely to their success this season, and to have him just roam around. Look at that again.
Lovely control of the ball from Femi Aziz, but it's offside.
Yeah,
but the control was really, really good.
And you just then the question, you ask the question again, where are these players when you need them? These are players who can blend so well with the regular Nigerian players, and we have to give kudos.
Femi Aziz has been around for a while. It just took a while for him to switch nationalities. Right. Yeah, it's been one player that the national team selectors have been aware of.
And he's quite young. I mean, he's only 24, so I think that gives him, an opportunity to continue with the national team, as we go. But brilliant player, wonderful goal he scored. Nigeria leading this game, and do not forget, we don't even need the quality of guys like Akwa Adams, Chukwueze, what's his name now, Victor Osimhen and the likes to win a game like this. And it's good too, because games like this, it's been registered that this game will give us points for the FIFA calendar, and also put us in a better position. So you have to get the best legs in here. I think that Eric Shell has started the best players from this Nigerian team for this encounter, and if they continue to control the game this way, Olali, they definitely will score more goals, and they'll definitely get the victory from this one.
Alright, if you're watching on YouTube, we have a poll live right now. Do you think that the World Cup will miss Nigeria? Do you think that the World Cup will miss Nigeria? And so far so good, 71% have told yes, that the World Cup kicking off on the 11th of June. Remember, we also play on the eve of the World Cup against, I believe, Portugal in Leiria. And 71% of people watching have said that the Super Eagles will be missed in North America, and 18% are saying no. And guess what? 11% are saying where's Nigeria?
When you look at it,
thank you to Josh Hodgkins. He sent us a super chat. Big shout out to you. Thank you very much for supporting the course. And remember that you can send us super chats right here. I'm on vivxsports, so big thank you to @Josh Hodgkins for sending those super chats. I think we've finally solved the mystery of the number 6, right?
Yeah, he's the number 15.
And number 15 is I'm taking a look at the lineup, because it's the guy with the afro, right?
Yeah, you can see the picture there.
It's Fabish. Jonah Fabish. And Jonah Fabish plays his football with Esberge Hauer. That's in the second division of Germany. Cross goes in for Telemorphy, but it's unable to connect properly. Esberge Hauer used to be, I think, used to pay the bills of one of the Nigerian players back then. In the second division. And they'll be keeping an eye on Jonah Fabish. He's looked combative in midfield, committed 2 fouls already for the Warriors in midfield. As Zimbabwe will try to come forward on that left-hand side. Lovely ball into the path of Chirenda. Follow-up shot, but that shall be out for corner kick. That's Zimbabwe's first of the game. And that's the first time Zimbabwe have bared their fangs. And Marshal Munetsi forcing that corner kick. As number 10, who we can't find again on the lineups, is about to take the corner kick. Very interesting.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, interesting. Corner kick to Zimbabwe. It's the Unity Cup first semi-final at the Valley. Corner comes in, and it's cleared by Kenneth Igboke, the Rangers left back. It's been all action tonight.
Yeah, it's been hands-on, wonderful player. I think that he's, just added his spice to the game. Moved so well for that for the goal that Nigeria scored on the left-hand side with a good pass into the box. So he's shown some quality. Hopefully he maintains that throughout the course of this game.
Some pushing there. Looks like the follow-up corner kick was about to be taken. Same Chibike Nwewu. Was fouled there. Umewu has had another great season, this time in Turkey, not in Austria.
Yeah.
We know he used to be in the Austrian Bundesliga. He joined Trabzonspor, but what a season the Nigerians had. Corner kick taken again. Lovely glancing header there. But
Chiwera.
Good effort from Chiwera.
Yeah, the good effort. He just, had to bend his body to shape for that one. He tried to put it on the far corner. I think if that went on target, it would be difficult for Arthur Okonkwo to get to the end of that, but he just couldn't guide it on target. More Nigerians make their way into the stadium. You can see the huge number of fans, making their way out. That's why you love Nigerians.
Definitely.
Anyways. They just like to make it, make any way they find themselves their home. And, it would be wise that Nigerians who are making their way into the valley go all the way to the west side of the stadium. That's behind Arthur Okonkwo. And, even the British people are even joining the Nigerian party. So it looks amazing from our viewing pleasure here. But fantastic one for Chiwera, who tried to score earlier on for Zimbabwe to give them the equalizer in this game. He tried hard to put that ball in the far corner, but just couldn't bend his body and maintain the balance that he needed to guide that with a header into the back of the net.
All right, 20 minutes gone already in this first semi-final. The Super Eagles with the upper hand. Early goal from Avier Femi Aziz to give Nigeria the lead as Kenneth Igboke comes forward again from that left-hand side. Samson Tijani gets it to Chukwunadi, who is playing just on that left side of midfield. Finds Femi Aziz. Aziz back to Igboke. A lot really good for Nigeria on this left-hand side in terms of exchange of passes, as Igboke now sends it to the right. Finds Maputa, another Rangers player there. Lovely sequence of passing, this time involving Alassane as well. Alassane might be wondering, where does he play these days? He plays at Lusitania, that's in the Portuguese second division. Arthur Okonkwo still cool under pressure there as he passes it from the back. Super Eagles, lovely play here. Now Otele comes into midfield, drives it, lovely pass towards the path of Alassane, who comes forward. He's got options to his right, but chooses to find Terry Murphy. But Zimbabwe mop it up real quick and win a free kick. That was another good spell of possession from Nigeria there, Alex.
Yeah, they were trying to, do something amazing there. Chukwunadi just conceding the free kick, just close to the center circle. It was a good spell of possession for the Nigerian side. They take the ball from the right-hand side, and I think maybe Otele should have aimed for the other player on that far side, but he opted for the captain, Terry Murphy, who had his deal or conversation to stay at Porto fall through, and it's quite sad for him though. I wanted him to stay in Portugal.
It's been a very, very terrible last 6-9 months for Terry Murphy. We know what happened at Nice when the fans assaulted here alongside Jeremy Boga.
Yeah.
And they had to leave and join FC Porto, and as much as they ended in success, they won the Portuguese Liga, but they felt they wouldn't want to work with him long term, so now he has to find another club. And talk about Nice, they're in action tonight in the French Liga playoff, relegation playoff, up against Saint-Etienne. Remember, they also got beat in the French Cup. Lovely effort there from Fabish. Speculative one, but that will not trouble Arthur Okonkwo, who just looks past it.
Yeah, he hit that one. I think it was audacious to do that from that position, but never troubling the goalkeeper. Arthur Okonkwo just way off target. That's another sign of Zimbabwe sniffing blood and trying to take opportunities where they get it, because I don't think they'll get too many in this game. As we'll go for a suspected water break, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a water break, opportunity for both managers.
For both managers to have a word with the players who are on the pitch. It's maybe not so bad. I think we've seen some really good spell of possession for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They've controlled large parts of this game. Zimbabwe have also had their own moments to create one or two chances. It just hasn't worked out finally for them. Chiwara will be the man who had the opportunity from that header, but couldn't put one into the back of the net. Nigeria still lead, and they're very much so comfortable in this game. Show doesn't look like he has much to say to the Nigerian players, with
23 minutes goal was impressive the most.
I think Aziz, it's easy to pick out the man. He scored the goal, wonderful goal. And I think he has impressed me the most. Sarah Murphy has done well too with dropping deep and trying to connect with the midfielders. Tochukwu Nadi also held his own in the midfield. But I think I'll give the guy who has impressed me the most, number 7, Aziz.
I think it's been Kenneth Iboke from the Rangers left back. It's been really good.
Yeah.
It's done nothing wrong. Anytime
nothing wrong. Hasn't put his foot
ball,
wrong. But I'll give it to the man who scored the goal. So that's just
that's not a bad pick as well. But I also love to see more from the right hand side of the Super Eagles attack. We haven't seen anything in terms of Forest up front. Oputa and whoever's manning that side. I'm talking about Otele.
Otele. I think Otele and Oputa should do better because you see that they're comfortable to play the ball to the left hand side than take it to the right hand side where you have Oputa and Otele on that wing. So maybe they should do better with how they involve themselves in the game, and the passing should also be spread across everybody on the pitch. I think they keep it short and tidy in the midfield. Tijani alongside Tochukwu Nadi responsible for those short passes, as you see Tochukwu Nadi having a word with the referee for that foul he called earlier on Tochukwu. I think that's a foul anyways, so no need to argue or make your feelings known to the referee about that one. But I would say that Aziz have impressed me the most, but like you rightly stated, Iboke has also done well, hasn't put a foot wrong, but they should do more on that right hand side because they would need to have spell of possession from that right hand side too.
Water break is over, action resumes. Nigeria 1, Zimbabwe 0, Unity Cup first semi-final. Remember, the Super Eagles are defending champions, and tomorrow we will see India take on Jamaica. Remember the legend of India defeating Nigeria 99 goals to 1.
The wonderful legend.
Just imagine Nigeria and India in the finals of the Unity Cup.
Oh Lord.
That will be alright, looks like
but that will be fun though.
This should be fun. Yeah. There's Nollywood and Bollywood there, right? Alright, Femi Aziz seems to have come off badly from an aerial challenge there, but he's up. The Zimbabwean player as well didn't seem to come off too good, but hopefully both players should be fine as Femi Aziz Beloso clutches on his head, but he should be fine as we see Eric Chell.
I think that he came across to just ask questions. You guys supposed to be so close to the manager, and they showed their tag. We're supposed to be close to the manager. We have a tag. That's wonderful.
Alright, play will resume now. And it's really been Femi will try to have a pop with his left foot, but it's a low drive, and Sibanda easily takes that one. Zimbabwe just trying to create some openings. They've struggled getting the final ball, but what a run from the left back Garananga there, but is upended by Abdullahi. Spike was coming forward through Femi Aziz again. Aziz Toputa gets the ball to Terry Murphy, but Murphy is offside. Alex, what do you think has been the issue with Zimbabwe? They've not troubled Arthur. What's been happening with them?
I think that it's the passing. When they get the ball upfield, they tend to go long than pass it left, right, center, and that's because Tochukwu Nadi and the other Nigerian players have done so well. You can see again Tijani just stopping the Zimbabwe attack in the Nigerian midfield. I think they've lost the possession again, so I think they're having so much difficulty with bringing the ball from inside their half into the Nigerian half of things. Nigeria win the ball yet again in their half, so that's the problem. I think if they get to the half of the Nigerian side, their passing, it has to be better.
They've not taken care of the ball.
They've not taken care of the ball. They've not passed the ball better in the midfield, and that's why they've lost possession more times when they advance forward into the half of the Nigerian side. So they have to do better with that. Control the tempo more when they enter the other side of the pitch, so they can get one or two balls forward. I think earlier on,
the build-up is good, but the moves are breaking down.
And the Nigerian players are doing so well to stop that. But let's see an attack for Nigeria.
All right, Philip Otele on the left-hand side, exchanging pass with Iboke. Tries to get clever, couple of step-ups there. Samson Tijani is challenged there, but referee says play on, there will be no penalty. Oputa now on the right hand side. Super Eagles trying to pile some pressure here. Tochuku Nadi to Otele, but that's a careless use of the ball. But Super Eagles get it back again, and it's back with Wrexham's Arthur Okonkwo.
And I have to say, great defensive awareness there from Get to run back to clear that line.
Yeah, good rest to defense there.
Yeah, and give the goalkeeper the ball for Nigeria to recycle play from deep inside their own half and bring the ball forward again easily. What they've done from the first moment of this game down to this point, it's been wonderful so far.
Not a bad performance from the Super Eagles so far. Lovely work from Abdullahi there as he comes forward again, searching for options. This time he finds Samson Tijani. Tijani tries to drop the tempo a bit. Igboke again, back to Tijani. Igboke, lovely pass towards Philip Otele now. Otele approaches the box, but is stopped by the Zimbabwean number 17 as the referee signals for a free kick, much to the dismay of Terry Murphy. But almost just like the Zimbabweans, Nigerian moves also are breaking down as well.
Yeah, especially the 1v1 situation for the Nigerian side. I think they've not done a good job with the 1v1 situations, especially the wingers for this game. And it has to be better as we go forward. They have to beat their marker. If you can't take on the defender 1v1, then try to look for the best possible option of passing the ball and letting play flow. That's for the Nigerian side now. But it's been that kind of game. It's here and there. It's half chances. It's players trying to do maybe their best to see if they can get on the end of things, but it's not been a wonderful, so to speak, performance from both sides, even though Nigeria clearly saw the better side.
It's been a long season as well. Don't expect a lot of intensity.
Yes.
Everyone's coming off what has been
one of the longest football seasons
ever. Very long season. So I expect that intensity levels and energy levels not to be really very much up. I mean, for example, Arthur Okonkwo, I'm after the torturous regular season. Had to go through the playoffs as well, and some disappointment for him because Wrexham did not even make the playoffs. Just to mention, they didn't make the playoffs. They missed out on the final day of action in the English Championship to the likes of Middlesbrough and Hull City. Zimbabwe now in the box. That was a good effort from the Zimbabwean number 3 Zemura.
It was half chance for Zemura there. He had the opportunity to shoot. They'd catch that one flying, but too high, wouldn't trouble the goalkeeper and go for Nigeria. And that's another chance for Zimbabwe. I think they create these chances in an interval of 10 minutes because they've had 3 chances. The first one happened around the 10th minute of the game. The second one happened around the 20th minute of the game. And now the third one, the 31st minute of the game. Who knows, maybe the next one in the 48th minute could end up in the back of the net if Nigeria don't take time. And like you said, there's some good pockets of fans supporting Zimbabwe in the stadium out there in the valley.
They've got a massive community in the United Kingdom.
United Kingdom. So I'm not surprised to see good number rooting for their national team. But they've created some chances. They've just not been clinical enough to put the ball in the back of the net. As we see the goalkeeper down there.
Right, Sibanda is getting medical attention. Looks like something to do with the foot. Hopefully he's able to continue. But take a look at that Zemura effort. Once again, Zemura playing his football. Udinese almost caught Arthur Okonkwo off guard, as both managers use this timeout again to pass more information across to the players.
Is it me or who looks like a Nigerian politician? It's the Zimbabwean coach.
Alright, we see a cross section of Nigerian football fans also looking on as well, as Eric Chell will be asking for more from the Super Eagles players. But there's also been a game of few chances.
Yeah, for both sides.
The Femi Aziz goal also came out from
out of nothing. That's why you have to be clinical and take your chances when you get them. So, Sabanda looks to be fine, anyways.
Sibanda is okay, and Max will continue. 33 minutes already gone. Remember to subscribe to our channel vivxsports if you're enjoying this watch-along experience. It's Nigeria versus Zimbabwe, first semi-final of the Unity Cup. And once it's halftime, we'll be able to take your calls. You can join us, call in, via WhatsApp, via mobile. What do you like? What are your thoughts about this experimental Super Eagles squad that has got a lot of unknowns here, as Terry Murphy heads along from a goal kick of Arthur Konko. Lovely touch from Femi Aziz there. Love his composure. Now Kenneth towards Murphy. Murphy takes the crosser. Nice. That was a chance there. And Abdullah Ibrahim just couldn't find the right touch in there. As Zibanda quickly picks that one. And Zimbabwe need to take this threat seriously. I mean, it could be a goal fest here if the Super Eagles get another one here. And the warning signals are the Super Eagles piling on more pressure. Zimbabwe coming forward once again through Muntuzi. Muntuzi finds Fabish, but Chibike will intervene real quick. Lovely intervention again from Femi Aziz. Zimbabwe now coming forward. Foul there. Munetsi fouled as Tochukwu Nadi pleads his innocence. Had to take one for the team there, and looks like we'll have to go into the books of the senior referee.
Yeah, he's done that. I think that's the third time he's doing that now, and he has to just chill. It's a friendly game, even though we have an opportunity for a final if we win this one. But he has to chill. He's gone in so hard in some of his tackles, tackling. That's Tochukwu Nadi, and he's signaling to the referee that I've only gone to a challenge twice, but I think he's done that for the third time. There's a reason the referee did that. I don't think we're showing a yellow card, if I'm not mistaken.
It's his first yellow card.
He's
shown a yellow card already.
Yeah. And he didn't like that because he kept pointing to the referee that I've only done this twice. But I mean, if it's a rough tackle, it's a yellow card, and that's
free kick to Zimbabwe, but that is short-lived. Zemura will try again. Finds his playmaker, almost gets Super Eagles in trouble. Down some good work coming from Chirewa. Super Eagles trying to play from the back again. The goal was sent a long one to Femi Aziz. Oh, that's successful. Lovely quick feet coming from the Super Eagles forward there. But Zimbabwe mop it up through Fabish. Nadi once again. Femi Will is asking for it, but Ntuzi will keep this one. Tries to win a throw-in. The Super Eagles are camping in that Zimbabwean area. They have the ball again. They've had the lion's share of the possession, no doubt. Okay, lovely control there with that cross-field pass. Super Eagles just trying to find the spaces. It's been a game also low on set plays as well. We've had a lot of corner kicks, we've had lots of free kicks as well. So you need to break down the opponent. And I would love to see Femi Aziz, stay more in opposition territories, dropping deep sometimes, trying to go all alone, do it all by himself.
Yeah, I don't blame him for doing that, because I think that sometimes the link-up play is not good enough, so he needs to come down, pick up the ball, and try to do something amazing.
All right, that's another wasted opportunity of Tele there. That was a promising move, but it's led to nothing. Fabish finds Zemura on the left-hand side. Zemura to Monetsi. That should be offside, but looks like it's onside. Zimbabwe just trying to carve something out here. Unfortunately, the Super Eagles regroup and get it back. After what has been a very explosive start of the Super Eagles, the tempo seems to have dropped.
Yeah, quite rightly so. And I think we're seeing more from Zimbabwe now. They're stamping, maybe not their authority, but they're stamping something in this game. They're trying to, go toe-to-toe with the Nigerian team. We've seen the ball more in the past minutes in the half of the Zimbabwe side, and they've been trying to pass it and hold on to possession because it's something they didn't do earlier on in this game. Another long ball searching, another wasted opportunity, but it's clearly to be in the story of this game.
All right, Fabius now. Lovely pass
nice.
Towards the right hand side. That should be a chance that has been wasted, but Zimbabwe is still lurking. But finally, ball sails over the post. But that's another promising move from Zimbabwe then.
Yeah, even better than the ones that we've seen them create, earlier on in this game. It was a wonderful pass there. Ran into space, controlled that ball. The pass to the number 10, the man who has also done well. He's been involved in...
I think that's Chirewa.
Yeah, Chirewa. In their last 2-3 attacks, he's been involved in it. But this time, the left-footed shot, ever rising high, and didn't trouble the goalkeeper. But it's signs that Zimbabwe are growing into this game little by little, and they're pushing their luck. Who knows? They could get something before halftime if they continue playing this way.
All right, Arthur Koko sends the goal kick up there, but no one's challenging. It's back to Sibanda. It's the Super Eagles trying to find their bearing. The next goal in this game, all important. Lovely set there. It's a lovely piece of skill from Marshall Munetsi there. That was Munetsi pickpocketing. I think the Nigerian striker Tere Murphy there. That was a nutmeg there. As Arthur Concord bids his time there. I'm sure the fans at the Valley want to see goals, and probably are frustrated the game has yielded only one so far. And the quality of the game seems to have dropped as well.
Yes. And the tempo too. I think that it's a result of Nigeria maybe letting off a bit from the game, is allowing Zimbabwe to grow more into the game. They had the authority all over this game earlier in this one, and they scored an early goal from that. They controlled.
I also have a feeling that maybe Zimbabwe's 3 at the back is posing tactical problems for Nigeria as well.
Yeah, maybe, because with that means that they have more bodies in the midfield now to contest with the Nigerian players. They were struggling to hold on to possession in that midfield earlier on. I think they've sorted that out now. And tactical brilliance coming from the manager to fix more bodies in the midfield area to give Zimbabwe a chance at least to fight the Nigerian players and win possession from them. But Nigeria would solely take this game to halftime if they continue to lead.
Now Zimbabwe on the attack now.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Through Zindonge, but timely intervention. I think from Chibikenwe there. As he takes that one out for a throw in. That was some good defensive awareness from the Trabzonspor defender. That almost got the Super Eagles into trouble there, the attack.
Yeah, it was a wonderful attack. Once again, another good pass into space. And the Nigerian defender there, when we just stepped up to the billing, a wrong challenge in that position, that easily would have been penalty to the Zimbabwe side, but he didn't put a foot wrong. He cleared his lines and had to follow the ball down to the byline to also give away throw-in, which was a complete defensive job from the man.
Free kick to Zimbabwe again, center circle. Foul from Samson Tijani, who seemed to have faded in terms of his prominence in the game. Super Eagles committed multiple fouls in there. I think it's another foul this time in favor of the Super Eagles. Samson Tijani has been fouled there. And the culprit there is Fusire. Free kick to the Super Eagles as we sail into half-time here. Our half-time thoughts coming through. Feel free to also chip in yours by calling us. The numbers at the bottom of your screen there. Can the Super Eagles get one more? Get that advantage into half time. Pass comes from Oputa to the path of Murphy, but Murphy is slow to get there. Another throw this time to Nigeria. Oputa gradually, coming into his own in this game. Lovely pass towards Nadi. Now Samson Tijani.
Oh, beautiful.
Hesitates to go forward. Ball back now with Alassane Ibrahim, who has been really good also in this first period. Finds Otele. Otele to Igboke. Igboke still with the ball. Goes back and to Igor Ogbu. Ogbu finds Chibike Nwewu, who's looking for options. We've seen a lot of passes between Igboke and Nwewu.
Yeah.
But I mean, we need to see more line breaking passes. We've not seen a lot of that from the Super Eagles. They've been content with just keeping it safe
and passing it around in their own half.
I've seen a lot of balls towards Igboke as well, and I think that Igboke also has to be much more adventurous.
Yeah.
I can understand it's a debut.
It's a first
time, play it safe, but he needs to take more risks.
Yeah.
Now Puta seems to be taking a bit more as he comes inside from the right hand side. Now Abdullahi pointing Otele to where it should be. Otele has been content hogging the sidelines or the touchline. Now Super Eagles come forward. Lovely pass, and that should be the second for the Super Eagles, but chance missed. And it's Sibanda who has saved that one. But that was another flowing move from the Super Eagles, Alex.
That was a wonderful move from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The passing was great, and just to pick out the man Otele in the box there with a wonderful touch from the left boot. Set him straight. He had an opportunity. It was one-on-one with Sibanda there, but he just couldn't lift the ball over the goalkeeper. And again, it was a top save from the goalkeeper to keep it at 1-0. Nigeria win a throw-in deep inside the Zimbabwe half. 2 more minutes of football to be played before halftime, and that easily would have been Nigeria's second goal of this game.
Throw it to Nigeria. Puta takes. It's another throw again. Super Eagles seem to have come a bit alive towards the latter stages of this first half. It's another throw-in this time. Oputa still on throwing duties. I've been impressed with both Rangers players, Enugu Rangers players. I mean, if Fidelis Lechuk is watching this one, he will be very much impressed. One is sent, chance for Super Eagles. Well, that shot was gone wide from Tochukwu Nadi, the Olympic Marseille midfielder. He knows he should have done better there.
Yeah, that was a chance, and it's gone begging again. Tochukwu Nadi just at the edge of the center of the 18-yard area. He had an opportunity to shoot with his left foot. Tried to drag it to the top corner, but that one sailing over. It's a huge chance for Nigeria. That easily could have been another chance for 2-0 before halftime, and that maybe would have killed this game off. Going into halftime, scoring a late goal and leading by 2-0 in the semi-finals of the Unity Cup. It's been wonderful, though, I have to say. Great performance from the Nigerian side. They've created more chances, and it's surprising that this game is still at 1-0.
Any time from now, it should be half-time at the Valley. Right then, Charlton. Nigeria 1, Zimbabwe 0. Goal coming from Avie Femi Aziz Beloso. And it's half-time. This one has ended first 45 minutes. Nigeria 1, Zimbabwe 0. Femi Aziz with the early opener. Threatened to open the floodgates, but nothing has happened after that. A couple of chances here and there for both sides. But it's remained 1-0 as we look forward to the second half in what has been a crowd also dominated by fans of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. All of our halftime thoughts right here on vivxsports, but we need to take a very, very short break. We'll come back and Alex will sum up what is seen so far so good. We'll also take your calls as well, and there are plenty of thoughts to still share from the Unitech World Cup that wrapped up yesterday right here in Lagos, and also talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League, where Enugu Rangers are champions of the 2025-2026 season. All that will come back. Don't go anywhere.
By Victor Osimhen. Could be that second goal now with his. He's gotten his brace. He could enjoy a warm embrace. The Super Eagles have doubled their lead. But would it be enough in this race for the World Cup?
A free kick.
Taken by the Super Eagles now. Whoa! And Victor Osimhen has gotten a hat-trick. 3 times he has scored for Nigeria. Goal. Moses Simon from the left-hand side can square through from that territory, goes past his marker, will cross the ball in, and this could be like goal! Goal! The Super Eagles score the fourth. Let's go! And just maybe the dream of getting to the playoffs has come alive. Well, the players know that they have lost the top spots, but finishing second could still ensure that they keep dreaming. Osimhen 1v1. Osimhen scores!
Let's get it!
There's a reason he scored, Victor.
At the Valley by goal to nil, courtesy Femi Aziz, the Millwall player making his debut, and a couple of debutants as well for the Super Eagles. For example, Arthur Konkwo, the Wrexham goalkeeper, will also make his Super Eagles bow tonight right there at the Valley. They lead 1-0 against the Warriors of Zimbabwe, and we're right here on vivxsports bringing you all the action from the Unity Cup first semi-final. Don't forget, the Unity Cup is a 4-nation tourney that involves Nigeria, Zimbabwe, India, who are participating for the first time, and also the Reggae Boys of Jamaica, who also missed out on the FIFA World Cup. So basically, this is a tournament of teams who are not fit enough to be at the World Cup in North America. Alex is still right here with me tonight, but before I talk to Alex to give us his halftime thoughts, you can also join this watch along. Let us know what you've made of this first 45 minutes. The numbers are right there at the bottom of your screen. Remember to also subscribe to our channel vivxsports, and let's have your thoughts anywhere across the world. Join us and let us know what you're thinking. What have you made of the Super Eagles side under Eric Chell as they lead against Zimbabwe by 1-0? Now, Alex, what are the things that you've liked and what are the things you haven't liked about the Super Eagles team?
I think I'll start with things I've not liked so far with the Super Eagles team. That would be the way they misplace their passes when they get to the finish line, which the finish line would be the center area, the 18-yard area of the Zimbabwe side. I think that they've not done
the final
enough.
third.
The final third, the ball, the passing has not been good, and the 1v1 from some of the Nigerian players like Otele and the other guy on the right hand side, they've not come to the party with beating their markers, when they face their marker 1v1. So that can be improved on. I think they should be doing better with that in the second 45. And also the passing has to be a bit progressive. I think they're a bit relaxed. They're passing the ball left, right, or sometimes they go down the middle, but it's just around the midfield and the defense area of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So they have to be a bit daring. I can understand it's the Unity Cup. It's not a World Cup game or an AFCON qualifier or an AFCON game, but it's still a competitive game. It's still a game that can give Nigeria an opportunity to play in the final and retain their Unity Cup title they won last year. So I think that they should be taking the attacking foray a bit serious and do better with how they control and pass the ball when they get to the box of the Zimbabwe side. But for what I've liked so far, I think that I was surprised when we saw the list, the names of the guys that we saw on the lineup. But they've all impressed me. I have to say everybody have done well. Everybody, Tochukwu Nadi, very good in that midfield, has done so well. The defensive partnership has been great. I don't think they've faced too much danger, but even the ones they faced, they cleared their lines quite efficiently. The wing back, we have to give credit to the man, Igboke in the left back position. Fantastic player. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far in the first half of this encounter against the Zimbabwe side. So it can only get better in the second 45, but I've liked how the guys who have been given the opportunity to play their first game for the national team have done so well. Goalkeeper hasn't faced so much. We've not seen a shot on target
but we've also seen what he can do with the ball.
He's a very good goalkeeper who's confident with passing the ball around, so to speak, a ball playing goalkeeper, which is good when you need goalkeepers in the team. And we'll have to talk about Femi Aziz, who scored the goal. Wonderful player. Like you said, I think at some point in the first 45 he was dropping way too deep to get the ball. That's because the services from the Nigerian side, I think, fizzled out a bit just in and around that 30 to 35 minute mark of the game. So they need to do more with pushing the ball forward, like I said, passing the ball better up front and connecting with the strikers. Terry Murphy has seen some good chances. He's also linked up well with some of the players in and around him, but we've not seen so much delivery to the man to showcase his scoring abilities in a game like this. So hopefully in the second 45 the things that are wrong with the team, which is their final balls in the final third, should change, and also the attacking intent of the Nigerian team should be better, because like I said, it's a competitive game nonetheless.
All right, that's Alex thoughts. You can also send yours as well by calling us. The numbers right there on the screen, and don't forget that we have more from where this is coming from. Stay with us for Ghana versus Wales. That's coming up on the 2nd of June as the Black Stars also ready themselves for the FIFA World Cup. We also have Poland against Nigeria. Stories of two teams who are not going to the World Cup, right? And also there's Portugal versus Nigeria. Last time both teams met, it was also a very exciting affair, and I think we covered that right here on vivxsports. So make sure you stay with us. Make sure you're clicking on that that subscribe button and join the vivxsports family. Now let's just quickly take a break from the Super Eagles and just to take a sharp bit to do I call that collegiate football, right? And that's the Unitec World Cup.
Yes.
That we know was a brainchild of 54 Football X, and we know the champions are Lasuet. Will beat Lasu
in the final.
In the Ojo Derby. To your disappointment, because you were trumping for Lasu as an alumni of the institution. Ended on penalties, and basically these two sides met each other at the beginning of the tournament. Ended
4-1
in favor of Lasu, and Lasu turned the tables in the final. What did you make of the competition that it's in its second edition? It's a sophomore year. It is. Are you impressed that the quality is getting really better and better?
Like you said, the sophomore year, fantastic. What we saw from the Yaba Tech 2025 and Unilag 2026, different. There's more. The teams are a bit more in tune with what they have to do in the games of the Unitec World Cup. It was a wonderful tournament. I mean, I was there for the opening ceremony. It was a wonderful one to watch, the opening ceremony, and see the first game. Even though, like you said, Lasu Blazers, who have been rooting for to get to the final and win it for the second time running, it didn't happen. We have to give credit to the managers of their respective teams. I think that there is a clear sign of interest and clear identity from manager to players how the teams play. There's a game I remember, the Unilag against the Yabatech game. That's the semi-final game that we saw. Sorry, the final group stage game for Group A, where Unilag took on Yabatech for the Yaba Derby, or the Akoka Derby, if you may, anyone you have to use. I saw some brilliant football to the point where I think I sat down and I just crossed my hand and I'm like, this doesn't feel like college football. This feels like maybe the MPFL or even the CAF champions. It was wonderful. They put the ball on the ground. They passed the ball left, right, center. It was beautiful to watch on the eye. And like I said, there were some players who stepped up for their team, like Somto Chukwu Obi for the Unilag side. He scored the goal of the tournament. We also have the man who did so well, Chukwusa
Jeremiah. Was great as well.
Fantastic. The last word goalkeeper, just fantastic. A goalkeeper who is also trending on Instagram for obvious reasons, crying when his team qualified to the final of the tournament. But overall, it was a wonderful tournament, great outing, and I have to give kudos to, like I said, the managers for bringing their team to play football. I have to also give kudos to the players who stepped up, fought for their badge, fought for their respective universities, and also put their faces on the map, because they will never be forgotten. It's live on our YouTube live stream, so you can go back and watch the games and see how interesting the games were. I enjoyed myself because, like I said, I made sure that it was a 5-day tournament. I was present for 4 days, so I enjoyed it. I saw lots of games. I saw lots of goals. Wonderful moment. The fans too were wonderful. We have to give it to the fans making their way into the stadium.
Student fans,
supporting their team and enjoying the moment. And for the legends who also came through, who supported all of the things that we did for the tournament, it was wonderful to watch. And like I said, it was quite better than 2025, and I know for a fact that 2027 will be better.
And that's the good news. It continues to get better and better, and the quality continues to get better as well. And hopefully, it becomes bigger in terms of those participating. And some have said,
sponsors too.
This is not just a Lagos thing. Why don't you extend it to probably the Southwest? But I'm sure that Mr. Anya Baba is watching and listening and taking notes, definitely. But big shout out to the organizers, led by Mr. Anya Baba, for making Unitec 2026 at Unilag a massive success. Alright, it's the right vivxsports YouTube channel. Give us that subscription. You can also send us super chats. Big shout out to Josh Organs for sending us the super chats as we look forward to the second period of Nigeria Zimbabwe. We'll take a look at the bench, the options available to Eric Chell just in a moment. But in those options, amongst those options, there are players from the MPFL once again, players from Ikorodu City, players from Shooting Stars as well, and that takes me to the NPFL. The season wrapped up, and what a season finale we had on Sunday. Rangers came to the Lions Den in Lagos, and I mean,
they took food,
yeah,
or maybe meat.
They pulled the chestnut out of the fire, by beating Ikorodu 2-1. It was nervy at the end. In fact, someone played a very, very dirty prank on Rivers United and told them in Port Harcourt that Ikorodu had equalized. And guess what? Everyone in Port Harcourt was celebrating.
Jumping for joy.
Invaded the pitch. But whoever pulled that prank deserves to be really given a good beating. But I mean, what were your biggest takeaways from the season? Rangers came from nowhere. I mean, Rivers United were top of the table for majority
of the season.
But they went on that run of 4 losses in 12 days. That really hurt them, despite those humongous games in hand they had on their rivals. But Rangers deserving winners, right?
Yes, I'll take deserving winners. Not until I think match day 26 or 7, you started seeing Rangers climb up the table, come into the conversation of winning the MPFL. And I don't think that I expected them to win it in the end, because, like I said, they had a manager who was sometimes always away with the national team and couldn't stay to galvanize his team and push his team forward. But one thing that worked out for Rangers this season is their impressive away form. They went away so much this season and they got victories where you didn't expect them to get victories. And one of those victories that was unexpected, even though they have a perfect record in Lagos, they don't lose games in Lagos. That's all. Anytime they come to Lagos, they either pick up 3 points or they take a draw. They never lose in Lagos, and that continued against Ikorodu City. I think it was one of the fastest and most consistent MPFL season, if I'm not mistaken. The games kept coming. The calendar was good. We didn't have massive pause or massive pauses. There were no logistical nightmares. The games kept coming week in, week out, and sometimes we saw simultaneous kickoffs start at 4 and finish just exactly at the time it's supposed to finish. So I think the organizing for the 2025-2026 MPFL season was a bit better, and it can only get better as we go. Sad one though that we cannot give too much, because the Remo Stars have now been relegated. Sad one for them. I mean, the defending champions coming into this new season, but they just couldn't maintain it. I think they were poor all season long. At some point they started picking up points, started winning games, but it just didn't change the trajectory of where they were going to end up in the MPFL season, and they had that last moment to do it, but it just couldn't work out for them. So sad one for them, but great MPFL
and their
season.
job is not made easy when your final game of the season you need a favor from one of the teams that you've always had a first relationship with.
It's not going to work.
Games between Remo and Brendan Insurance have always been very, very frosty. They don't have a good relationship. So
at all.
When you go there seeking for a favor, needing to win, so it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And that 1-1 draw was what sent Spurs down the hearts of many Remo Stars fans. So sad one for them though, but I know they will rebuild. I know they have to work hard to get up into
it's really difficult. It's at scratching when you win the league and immediately you get relegated, especially when you're a club that is seen as a model, when you're a club that is seen as the gold standard for not only
MPFL
private
teams,
clubs but also for government clubs. So it's a massive setback for them, but you can only hope they bounce back. They've been here before where they've gained promotion, got relegated, again came back. So I'm backing them to return at the first time of asking.
I think I'm backing them to do that too. It's going to be difficult because the NNL, you have to, it's dog waters. You have to fight for points. You have to look for those scraps where you can get points and move up the table in the NNL. But hopefully if they retain the majority of the players that they have now, they can play well in the NNL and get back to the MPFL.
Alright, back to basics, back to the Valley. It's Nigeria against Zimbabwe. Second period has started. A couple of minutes already on, but we just had to share our thoughts on the just concluded NPFL. That's got a couple of representatives in this team. Remember that Oputa and Igboke are players for the champions. They play right back and left back for the Super Eagles in this game, and we've got a couple of them on the bench. Tosin Oyedoku, and there's also Ayobami Jr. as well, and hopefully we get to see them as far as this game is concerned. But seems that Eric Chell has chosen to not meddle with the team. No changes to the best of what I'm seeing on our screen right now. It's still an unchanged team. We'll see if he rings the changes much more later as Zimbabwe earn a throw on this near side of our screen. It's still 1-0 by the way, in case you're wondering. As we see Oputa foul Chirenda there. That's Chibweze Oputa. Zimbabwe come forward. Yeah, that's a no jump from Chibike Nwewu in the box, and referee says no. Chibike applauding, the referee said he's made the right call there. But obviously there was a shoulder to shoulder contest between Nwewu and the Zimbabwean attacker there. Nigeria trying to play from the back but get into trouble here. But that final pass lacking from Chirenda. Speculative ball up front, and I guess Zimbabwe in trouble here, but Sibanda gets him to the situation, calms it real quick. And Zimbabwe will come forward. Lovely exchange of passing there. But they've been dispossessed once again from that left-hand side, despite the great work. Now the turn of Super Eagles to attack, but that's a good recovery there from Jonah Fabish. It's a game that's threatening to explode in the early stages, just like we saw in the first 45 minutes as well. Now Oputa. Ball back with Chibike, who's looked assured with the ball. He's got some physical presence as well. Alex, whoever gets the next goal in this game, I mean, it will tell us more where this game is headed to, right?
Yes, definitely sure. Will tell us more where the game is headed to. But it has started, I think, a bit brightly for for the Zimbabwe side in the second 45. Do not forget they had a free kick earlier on, just a minute into the second half, and they almost got an equalizer. So it's an important touch to see where the second goal comes from. It could be for the Nigerian side or for Zimbabwe. If they get the goal, that's for Nigeria. They could maybe just kill the game off, because at 2-0 you don't expect Zimbabwe to score 2 or get back in the game, because it will be difficult to ask the players to do that. But if Zimbabwe get the next goal here, then we may just have a game in our hands that could drag on to a decider is determined here via penalties anyways. But it's been good, I think, quite rightly so. The tail end to the first 45 was a bit drab and dull.
Yeah.
But the start to the second 45 has seen some sense of urgency from the Zimbabwe side, and I think Nigeria also responded well. 6 minutes of football played in the second 45.
Ball back in Zimbabwean possession. Coming forward again, long ball towards Zindonga. But it's out for a throw. Zindonga looking, a bit overwhelmed, especially getting attention from Igor Ogbu and Chibike Nwewu. He looked shackled. Alright, Zimbabwe with Zibanda now. They need to find their way back into this game. They need to make things nervy for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They've been unable to do that for large parts of this game. Ntuzi now comes forward. Great work to earn a throw in there. As Fusire will take that throw in now. It's another throw again. Zimbabwe just need to put some quality into the area and try to test Arthur Konkwo, who has been on holidays. Zimbabwe now come forward again from the back through Garananga. Garananga also part of that Zimbabwean side that broke Super Eagles' hearts Remember, the Zimbabwe game also is one of the reasons why the Super Eagles are not
and at the World Cup
in North America, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't blame them. They had to do their job. They played their game, and we just lost focus just in the last 2 minutes of the game to concede that goal in Uyo. Quite stunning that Nigeria would concede from that position. It was cheap to concede that kind of goal, and that 1-1 draw, 3 points would have meant that Nigeria topped that group and qualify automatically to the FIFA World Cup, and maybe just a piece of revenge to the Zimbabwe side, even though this is inconsequential regardless of what happens in this one. It doesn't change their World Cup status for 2026, but yeah, like you said, still very much in the hearts of many Nigerian supporters. On that day, we expected more from the team. They were leading 1-0 before full time, and boom, it was 1-1. Zimbabwe equalized, and quite the obvious, they were celebrating like they had won the AFCON on Nigerian soil. So yeah,
Nigeria come forward.
Oh, nice.
Finding
this should be it.
Femises. Trying to get clever there, but good work coming from Maruza. As Maruza finds Zemura. Zemura coming forward, but he overruns that one, but he's won a free kick. Fouled by Abdullahi Alassane.
Yeah, Alassane, strong tackle there. I think Zamura was looking to run into space on that left-hand side, but they just had to stop his run. Right call from the referee though. That's a foul any day, any time, as Nigeria win theirs in the center circle. I like the urgency of this game now. You can see that the two teams are going for the jugular, trying to, get the next goal of this game, because it's important who gets the next goal. That shapes how this game would ride out till the end of this one. A free kick to Nigeria, 56 minutes on the clock, and I can say that I have a tingling feeling that we'll see a goal in the next 5 to 10 minutes of this game.
I was just racking my brain and trying to find some Nigerian connection to Charlton Athletic, and the only name that comes to mind is Ademola Lookman.
Yeah.
Came through the Charlton system, and Super Eagles attack now. Terry Murphy on this right hand side, trying to look for options, but Sibanda is very, very much proactive in there. That pass from Terry Murphy could not just find Zimbabwe pointing another speculative one, but Igbo Ogu takes care of Junior Zindonga there. Do you think that at this stage the NHL will be pondering on changes?
Well, it's still too early. Like I said, Nigeria have not. That's a super keeper's job. Nicely done from Arthur Okonkwo. Well, yeah, I think you can look at. I mean, there are many Nigerian players just warming up on the sideline, but the game is still very much on the balance. Nigerian players who have started the game have done well so far. If I'm the manager, personally, I wouldn't think of a sub right now. Maybe much later, 78th minute mark. Who knows if the game remains at 1-0 in favor of Nigeria. A sub could do it, but for now, I think the game is still very much on the balance. Nigeria playing well. Don't need any extra legs now.
If Zimbabwe do manage to get back into this one at the end of the 90 minutes, we will be going into the lottery of penalty kicks. There will be no extra time, I'm being told.
Yeah, straight to penalties.
It'll be straight to pens right there at the Valley. The Super Eagles will be open. It doesn't have to get to that. Igboke on the left finds Sarah Murphy. I beg your pardon, Nigo, who is chasing that one. Maruza sends it long. The Super Eagles have done really well in snuffing out the Zimbabwean attacks.
Yeah.
But they themselves need to really build something of theirs. Talk about the Super Eagles. Misplaced passes has been the theme of the game from both teams. Yellow card out again, this time to Rangers international left back.
Yeah.
Kenneth Igboke.
It's the first time he's putting a foot wrong in this game. That's the first time he's doing something, not correct, so to speak, or the wrong thing in this encounter to bring down the man there on that far left-hand side of the Nigerian defense. Yellow card, the second one. 2 yellow cards in this game to 2 of those yellow cards coming to Nigerian players.
Zimbabwe now attacking. Chirewa. Now Garananga. As they push forward here. Ntuzi finds Fusire. Fusire, lovely ball towards the channel for Chirewa, but that cross floats across, but no one to connect. Some good build-up play from Zimbabwe there. The cross could have been better from Chirewa, but it's another statement of intent from Zimbabwe as they try to get back into this game. And they seem to have had the upper hand in the last 5 minutes. They're dominating the possession. They're just not creating clear-cut chances. I think that's been the problem for Zimbabwe.
Yeah, that's been the problem for them. I think that sums up their game for this encounter against Nigeria. They've had moments, they've created some chances, half chances here and there. They've put the ball in some difficult areas for Nigeria to defend, but they've just not been clinical enough to take it to the next step, which is find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. And I think that certainly so has to be corrected, or the approach to that has to change if they want to get anything from this game, because if they keep playing this way, I don't think they'll score any goal in this encounter.
Ntuzi finds Fusire. That axis is worrying the Super Eagles. The Ntuzi, Fusire, Chirewa axis on that right hand side as Zimbabwe in a corner kick. Miscalculated coming from Slavia Prague, Zigobu. You also get a feeling that the impact, the presence of likes of Samson Tijani and also Femi Aziz has waned. In this second period, Samson Tijani particularly.
Yeah, we've not seen that that print of authority they stamped in the first half.
Corner kick is taken, but the head is the wrong one. Garananga knows he should have done better. A head in the right direction should definitely have made this one 1-1.
Yeah, that ball was begging for the right connection there. It was begging for the right player to put the head to that one. It was a wonderful cross from the right-hand side of the Zimbabwe attack. They just put a wonderful ball. But I think just the defender there couldn't guide it on target. If he had headed that ball on target, that would have caused some major problems for the Nigerian side. But that was a chance gone begging. The ball was headed off target. Game still remains 1-1, 62 minutes gone. 1-0, 62 minutes gone.
Super Eagles trying to get a foothold of this game again. They seem to be losing it. And Eric Chell, I'm sure, is not oblivious to that. As Zimbabwe bomb forward again. Fusire finds Zemura, but Zemura has been dispossessed. Super Eagles trying to pass their way out of trouble. They do that successfully. Now Igboke inverts into the middle. Now finds Otele. Lovely pass towards Telemorphy. This should be the second, but he finds Aziz, and it's the second. Aziz gets a second for the Super Eagles and the second of this game.
Wonderful.
The Super Eagles score game. It's Nigeria 2, Zimbabwe 0, Alex.
Yeah, it's a wonderful goal from the Nigerian side. It was worked really well on that left-hand side. Terry Murphy had an opportunity there to shoot. He then played the ball across the face of goal to the man who scored the first goal in the first 45. And he wasn't going to miss from there any day, any time. Easy pickings, put the ball into the back of the net. Nigeria lead by 2-0. And now you can say that this game may just be creeping into the point where it's over for the Zimbabwe side. Fantastic goal from the number 7, Femi Aziz, who has done so well in this game. And second goal, first appearance for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and he scored the second goal against Zimbabwe. Well taken
strike. Once again, the key actors in the first goal involved in this one again. Kenneth Igboke, Philip Otele, Terry Murphy, and the goal scorer Femi Aziz. Very much, the same play from the first goal. And this is crucial as well because it's coming the moment where Zimbabwe seem to be
a bit on the up and looking to get the equalizer from this game. Do not forget just moments ago they had an opportunity from a corner that easily could have been 1-1, and that definitely would have changed the trajectory of this game. But Nigeria were, left on scarf in that one, and when they had that opportunity to go forward, it was a wonderful touch there from Terry Murphy to pick out the man Femi Aziz, who just had one thing to do on his weaker foot, though his right foot, but he found a way to put that one in the bottom corner. Wonderful goal for the Nigerian side. 64 minutes on the clock. And I don't want to be hasty, but I think that this one is now firmly under the control of the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
It's a game set match yet. Wait and see, but we still have some exciting. About 25 more minutes to play here, and it's football. Anything can happen. But right now, the Super Eagles in the driving seat. But Zimbabwe win a free kick, and maybe the scoreline encourages Eric Chell to be a bit much more expressive with his changes, losing his hands on the handbrake as Zimbabwe take this free kick real quick, but Igbo Oku will escort that one out for a goal kick. But remember, you can also let us know your thoughts on the Super Eagles. You can call us. We'd love to hear from you mid-game. Call the numbers at the bottom of your screen, and what are you saying? What are you liking about the Super Eagles side? If you're in the UK, you're in Canada, you're in Belgium, wherever you are, even in Nigeria, call us up, let us know your thoughts. Super Eagles 2-0 lead against Zimbabwe. It's 2 goals and 1 player with the goals. That's Javier Femi Aziz Beloso, the player who plays straight in the English Championship with Millwall. As Eric Chell is about to make his first change, Terry Murphy will come off, and coming on will be Rafiu Durosimi, who ended the season in disappointing fashion with Pisa in the Serie A, having joined from Czech Republic side Victoria Plzeň.
Victoria Plzeň, quite the figure.
Record fee?
Yeah, record fee, quite the figure. Good player, good on and off the ball. He's a very determined guy. He loves to probe forward, loves to be in those pockets of spaces where he can affect play and get his team in an advantageous position to score goals. So I'd love to see what he brings to the team. We only have 25 or 24 minutes left to be played here.
But Terry Murphy hasn't looked bad, has it?
It hasn't looked bad. I think that the run for that second goal was wonderful, and a striker, I would expect a striker to shoot from that position and try his luck. But he had to be unselfish just to link up play with the man who has scored 2 goals for Nigeria now. Wonderful, wonderful game so far, and I want to see what Durosimi will bring to the table.
Something just caught my eye. As we see, it looks like another water breaker as you see Eric Chell catch up with the players again, and I see a shot of Fidelis Lechukwu, and what a turnaround. On Sunday, you're the champion of the Nigerian Football League, and now 2 days after, you're second fiddle. They're basically a second fiddle.
Second fiddle.
But that's the way.
If there's anything like third assistant, maybe that's what we'd have to give him. But that he's enjoying life. To be champions of the MPFL, second time in 3 seasons. It's been good work for the man. He's been consistent. That's his 3rd MPFL title since coming into the MPFL as a manager. He has done so well. I think that one of the great minds.
I think he won one with was it Plateau United?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a 3rd. 2 with Enugu Rangers, 1 with Plateau United.
I think he's already Robert stamped himself as one of the best managers in modern MPFL history.
Yes,
and he's still a young manager who has a lot ahead of himself.
Yes, and hopefully maybe he gets an opportunity to coach elsewhere after his time at Enugu Rangers. When I say elsewhere, I mean like maybe a foreign league or something.
Yeah, I would like to see managers like this also try their hands outside.
Also.
Yeah, let's see them continentally as well. Because you're building, what is also building is building a body of work to be able to also say, maybe I can also try my hands on the big job, the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the future. True. I know Eric Chell is a lot of the manner right now, but if you have 3 league titles in the space of about 5-6 years,
6 years, that's
an
impressive record. Fidelis Lechukwu, quite a brilliant mind, and when you hear him talk about football, you know that he understands the game.
He
and
is a
wants his team to
student of
play.
the game.
Yes.
I've known Fidelis from day one.
Yeah.
MFM, we're great friends. I call him Kamara.
Yeah.
We're great friends. He knows he's a student of the game.
Yeah.
When you talk about the guys who know the game in and out, I'm talking about Imam Mapakabo.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Fidelis Ilichuku, Daniel Ogumodede. They are students of the game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that these managers over time can also be managers that shape the football of the country.
Yes.
When you see teams, you see them being shaped by the philosophies of those managers.
Of the managers.
That's why you know that a manager has made his imprint. Like Pep Guardiola after 10 years in the Prem, everybody knows that he's left an imprint on the English game.
On the English game, yeah. And that's what we love to see. Like I said, Fidelis Ilichuku, great mind, wonderful team. The Rangers side, do not forget when they were defending champions, defending the 2024-25 season, they didn't play badly.
Yeah.
They continued their impressive format. When they came into this season, though they started poorly, but he had to tweak some things. He had to change some things along the line. And, he led his Rangers international side to yet another league victory.
Has he been your manager of the season in the MPFL?
He should be my manager of the season.
Actually, it's not mine. It's not mine. And the reason is, to whom much is given, much is expected.
Much is expected, yes.
The Enugu State government invested a whole lot.
So much in Enugu Rangers.
And that's not to take anything away from Fidelis. But Fidelis is a great manager. Know that. But my manager of the season has to be Nuruddin Awegoro. Leading shooting stars to continental football, third place.
Yes, I think
I wasn't backing them for third spot. I thought probably they'll finish in the top 5, top 6.
Yeah.
But he's done an amazing job. He came from Ikorodu City. A lot of people didn't know him. I mean, he came from Remo Stars basically at the beginning.
Yes.
But what is done with shooting stars this season? Impeccable.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I think the players are also in the Super Eagles team, about 2-3 players.
2-3 players for shooting
so
stars.
I think
which
it's my manager of the season.
Well, I mean, we all have different opinions to these things. I think that it only makes sense that the manager who has gone on to win the league with the way he has gone on to win the league should be the manager of the season. Oh, look.
Lovely save from Arthur Kokwo.
Okay, first try.
And that's the first time I've seen Arthur Kokwo try to, do some defensive work. And that was a great effort from the number 6 there, Jonah Fabish.
Yeah, he did well to try his effort from that position. Fabish just at the edge of the center circle, the edge of the center, the 18-yard area rather, and it was a good save, even though the goalkeeper almost spilled the ball to a Zimbabwe player. But first time called into action and stepped up big, the man Arthur Okonkwo.
Back to the managerial talk, I'm really happy. I think that the MPFL, Nigerian football as a whole, is going into a very good era of managers. I just don't know if they can shape the football of this period for the NPFL. Finidi George is Abdul Maikaba, someone I rate a whole lot of those. He's only on the 20 days. Abdallah was also a great mind as well. Imama ran into tough times with Abia Warriors, right? There's Nuruddin Awegoro. There's the guy that Ikorodu City as well, right? Zimbabwe.
Almost scored again.
The flash cross there. But no one to still convert in there. I'm not sure that was a cross intended.
Well, that looked more like a shot than a cross. But goalkeeper knew it was sailing over, just couldn't get a hand to it. That one was another chance to the Zimbabwe side. It looks like they're not giving up yet on the game.
Not giving up yet. Still enough time.
They have 18 minutes and plus added time to find a way back into this one. It would be, I think, funny to see a team give up with 18 minutes left on the clock, because they can score 3 football goals in 5 minutes. So who says that they can turn this game around? And that's you can see the intent from the Zimbabwe players. I think they're pushing their luck, trying to push Nigeria further down the area and maybe get a goal.
Strikingly, both managers haven't really made a lot of changes.
Yeah.
But it looks like Eric Chell is preparing to make a couple. I can also see a couple of Zimbabwe players getting ready to be introduced. So once again, congratulations to Fidelis Ilichuku, and it's like contrasting fortunes. The 2 assistants.
Yes.
One is champion, one was former champion and has gotten relegated. In the following season. Contrasting fortunes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it has a ripple effect going forward now that Daniel Ogumodede has relegated, and also most likely no more Remo Stars. Does this still mean he keeps his assistant role with the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
I think he will. I think he will because I know that his involvement is. You can see that he's involved largely with everything happening with this national team. So I think he will keep the job. It would be a bit. It would be too harsh to send a manager away just like that because his team got relegated. So leave the national team set up. It's almost
You never know with Nigerian football.
I know, but then it rubs off. It rubs off wrongly, so to speak. I think what we have with Eric Shell since he became the manager, with Fidelis Lechukwu and Daniel Gumodede being a part of the national team coaching setup, is we have a bit of continuity, which means that we can have Nigerian managers of Nigerian descent who can be with the national team, learn one or two things, also take experiences from the involvement with the national team and bring it back to the NPFL and spread it across. Because, like you said, one manager could be the reason why many managers play a certain way in a league in a league format. Pep Guardiola has done so well to the point where many managers just want to play the Pep Guardiola way. Many managers want to set up their team.
In League 2, when the goalkeepers hold the ball, you see the centre backs spread
out,
open to receive it.
That's what it is.
That's influence.
That's influence. It's not like that before. It was get the ball, shoot the ball down the field. That's how they played, League 1, League 2, and the Championship, back in the day. But it's what influence can do. And if Daniel Gumodede and Fidelis Lechukwu can be that influence that brings a bit of calm and different kind of flavor to Nigerian football, to the NPFL, then who am I to say no to that? I think that Enugu Rangers played wonderfully well. Like I said, they did so well to win the NPFL. Chidebere Nwobodo stepping up in the final day with 2 goals for them. And Fidelis Lechukwu, you can tell that his team play how he wants them to play. They may not be great in some games. They may have some lapses to improve on here and there, but you can tell that this manager understands what he needs from his players. And like I said, for me personally speaking, because of what he has done and the position they were in at the first half of the season and how he had to change their direction in the second half of the season, certainly so, he's my manager of the season.
The changes are flooded in. Chirewa and Marvelous Nakamba taking off, and now it's Juniors Ndonga, the TA Galaxy forward, who has also been subbed off. Looks like Eric Chell also will make more changes here, as we see Tosi Oyedoku, the Ikorodu City forward, prepared to come on alongside Owen Oseni. The much talked about Owen Oseni, who plays at Plymouth in England as well. That's in League 1. So some will say, if Shehu Abdullahi plays in the 2nd division in Portugal, then we can also have 3rd division players in England also play for the Super Eagles. But hey, bear in mind, it's an experimental squad, and these players are hoping to make an impression on Eric Chell. Filippo Tele has been subbed off as Owen Oseni also comes on for his Super Eagles debut alongside Tosi Oyedoku. There's also been a bit of criticism for the choice of players from the NPFL that Eric Chell has gone with, especially from the Ikorodu City entourage. That maybe Arumala should have been a part of this team. Joseph Arumala,
and you can't have everybody in the setup. Just like some England fans, or maybe some fans are saying Harry Maguire deserves to be in the national team setup for the World Cup. That John Stone shouldn't be there.
Wharton and the rest.
Wharton also,
Morgan
who did
Gibbs
well.
White.
Morgan Gibbs White also played. You can't have everybody. It's just a 26-man squad. Everybody, some big names will be missing, and that's just what it is. So it is what it is. The manager has gone for the players that he feels at best deserves to be in the national team for now. I think there will be opportunities for more players, because I don't think that the next time we have an international break, or next time we have games for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, you see some different faces too. Not these guys. It could be a different setup with more players coming into the team. But some of the players that I've seen so far today may retain their spot with the national team going forward. Tochukwu Nadi, one of them. Femi Aziz, one of those players, and the goalkeeper, rightly so, Arthur Okonkwo, who has done so well in this encounter. So good one for the national team. Like I said, the manager has gone for who he believes can step up in a game like this. Everybody cannot make the cut, and that's just what it is.
Chibueze Oputa has won a free kick for the Super Eagles, and that has got Marudza booked as well. And this one will be whipped in by Femi Aziz, but doesn't get past the first man. I've liked him in this game, Femi Aziz, but maybe a couple of times he's tried to, overdo it. I can understand. He's having a great debut. He's trying to enjoy himself as much as possible. Now Tosin Oyedoku gets his first proper touch as Kenneth Igboke bombs forward, finds Tosin again. Some MPFL connection there. Now Tochukwu Nadi, always very, very much ready. Ball awareness, really good. Special awareness as well. Now Abdullahi, Super Eagles trying to take a full domination and take the sting out of whatever is left of the Zimbabwe side. As we approach the final 10 minutes, lovely work coming from Tosi there. Now the ball to Femi Aziz on the right hand side, trying to cut onto his left. A couple of step overs, sends a cross in, but cross not connected, and they'll be out for goal throwing on the other side. But also the exciting moment from the Millwall forward. And when you talk about Arthur Okonkwo, just also reminded me that going into the international friendlies against Poland and Portugal, looks like he'll get a recall, right? Alongside, let's say, Magic Okoye,
yes,
and maybe Francis Uzor, which means that slowly but surely, a goalkeeper of the caliber of Stanley Wabali is gradually vaporing, is phasing out from the mind of the national team manager.
Yes, and
the longer he stays without the club, the more he goes out of the view of the manager.
Yeah, and I think it's the sad thing because he doesn't have that pool to be called up even as a player without a club. Some players without clubs, you can't make your case. I mean, you're not playing.
And then a squad that is so big. I mean, you know, this Bible squad that looks like we have a team A,
team B, and team C. Yeah, that's how huge the squad is. And even in the goalkeeping department, there are lots of players in there to start.
We just mentioned 5 goalkeepers and didn't mention Wabali.
Right, so that just tells you the story. Sad one for him. I feel for him because I think that his involvement with the national team, he has shown that he can be the number one. And like I said, that 2023 AFCON performance from Stanley Wabali is something that many Nigerians wouldn't forget in a hurry. He was the man. He did well. He stepped up and he made sure that he galvanized things from the back. But a player without a club cannot be called up to the national team. It would be unfair to call a player without a club to the national team. And then you have players who also have clubs and play week in, week out, don't get called up because a guy doesn't merit to be there. So I just think that
and the conundrum for him is, you even get a club, you're not assured that you're going to be number one.
You're not assured that you're going to be number one because you have to win your place. Except you're going to a club that the number one is injured
or is
leaving the club and you're coming in as the number one. That would be different. But if it's a case of you're going to a club, they have their goalkeepers ready, fit to go, then you have to fight to win the shirt of the number one. And again, all eyes will be on him to see the club he picks or the club he joins next, because that would also determine if he gets to be a part of the national team setup going forward. Like I said, it's a sad one for him because a player who contributed immensely to the success of the Nigerian team going all the way to the final in the 2023 AFCON and the 2024 AFCON, he should be getting something better than what he's getting right now. Like I said, he just maybe that contract termination, we don't know. I mean, I know there's a backstory to everything in life. We don't know what happened, but I think that
whatever
terminating your contract
was a poor decision.
It was a poor decision.
Mid-season,
terminating your contract mid-season 6 months before the end. and now you're clubless. It's not the wisest thing in the world to do. And like I always say with Nigerian
I think
players,
alongside his management, I probably felt okay. Yeah,
the agents, the management, everybody.
Swooping us and all of that.
It's just sad,
and nothing has happened.
Nothing has happened, and now we have Arthur Okonkwo, Maduka Okoye, Francis Uzoho, Adeleke. You know, these guys.
I mean, you can also throw in the Ikorodu City goalkeeper as well, Michael Atata. 16 clean sheets this season.
So
that's on David Raya.
Yes, it doesn't look good for Stanley Wabale at this point, and this is me being honest.
Alright, games phasing out. A couple of players cramping here and there. Earlier was Igor Ogu, and looks like the game has been stopped again. Zimbabwe also have made another change. Zemura off, as both managers are trying to give lots of players chances. Free kick to Zimbabwe here. It's the new entrant who's won the free kick off Anigokwe foul. Maybe he needs to be careful. He has on a yellow card already. I think he probably is a sure bet for the final. I mean, both fullbacks have really done well today. Chibueze Oputa and Kenneth Migoke. They've really done well. They've represented the PFL in great light. If tonight was a night of redemption, I think they've done their bit. Zimbabwe still knock on the door here. Cross comes in from the right, but it's overhit, and that will go out for a goal kick. Spikers have just been the better side with also, better quality, right?
Yeah, because they have better players, better quality on the pitch. But I think the second half Zimbabwe showed some promise. They showed some attacking intent, but the finishing was what they couldn't improve on from the halftime break conversation in that tunnel. So good one for them, but I mean, like I said, they just couldn't improve on their attacking abilities in this one. Nigeria clearly saw the better side, scored 2 goals, and looking like maybe they would be searching for a third one before full time here at the Valley out there in Charlton.
Zimbabwe tried to at least make the scoreline a bit consolable for them as they try to come forward. Lovely pass from one substitute to another, but lovely intervention there from Owen Ozeni. Now Tosio Edoku just trying to be aware of his surroundings, receives it, sends it to Ogbu. Igboke back to Ogbu. We've seen a lot of passing triangles between Igboke, Ogbu and Chibike Nwewu tonight. I mean, nights like this you develop partnerships. Night like this you develop chemistry. Sometimes it's not about the result. Sometimes it's about the chemistry. That's sometimes important than the result. And I think that tonight was a night where we saw partnerships building.
Well, last time we had the Nigerian game and we covered here, and we saw Emmanuel Fernandez. Played a wonderful game in that one. I think it was alongside John Ogbu, if I'm not mistaken, in that encounter, and they created a good partnership. Now we're seeing another new partnership formed in the Nigerian defense, and do not forget there's still guys like Calvin Bassey, guys like what's his name now,
Semi Ajayi. And I also mentioned Tosi Adarabioyo as well.
Tosi Adarabioyo, if you may, but it just tells you that there's still lots of players who can come into this team, but these guys can create their chemistry and get familiar with one another, because they could be getting another opportunity to play in the final of the Unity Cup and see what they can do in this one.
Alright, Zimbabwe come forward, cross, and that will be a corner kick to Zimbabwe. Lovely and timely intervention from Kenneth Igboke there to deny Zimbabwe of a clear header there. 2 more minutes to wrap up. We'll probably get 4 or 5 minutes added on here at the Valley. Corner kick taken, headed away by Femi Aziz. As Super Eagles will try to hit on the counter, and it's Abdullahi, but that pass towards Rafi Durusimi is overhit. Sibanda will pick it up. Zimbabwe come forward quickly. Things are getting a bit frenetic. Zimbabwe know that they need to get one back right now. And the Super Eagles all retreating, 2 banks of 4. And just Rafi Durosimi and Tosin Edokun leading the line. It was looking like a 4-4-2. Now Fusire. Until now. And the Super Eagles players, looked really assured at the back. And you get feel that Zimbabwe also are not throwing the kitchen sink at it.
Yeah.
They're just content to play pretty, pass it around themselves. They're not throwing everything at it, but they've won a corner kick though. Garananga comes forward, hoping that he could be presented with another chance like he had some 10 minutes ago. But it's taken short. Jonah Fabish sends a lovely strike, but that's well wide as Arthur Konko looks on.
Well, that's the man who has tried more shots in this game for his side, Zimbabwe. Fabish hit this one this time from just 20 yards out. Couldn't trouble anybody because that one was sailing to the right hand side off target. But like you said, Zimbabwe didn't look so much like they wanted more from this game, especially when Nigeria scored that second goal. They've expected more from the Zimbabwe side. Looking at them trying to get back into the game, trying to maybe throw the kitchen sink and look for ways to score one and try to equalize, but Nigeria still kept on dominating, kept on piling under pressure, and that would be to the lack of urgency coming from the Zimbabwe side. We've hit the 90 minutes mark now, 90 minutes of football gone, and I think like you said 4 or 5 minutes will be added before the end of this one.
90 minutes gone, and we are waiting for the assistant officials to let us know how many minutes will be added on. You get a feeling this one is done and dusted with. Super Eagles will be preparing to take on either Jamaica or India as Chibikenwewu wins a foul after a foul from Moffat. The likes of Zendani, Tashuma, Nevaya all have come on. Super Eagles also preparing to make another change. This time around it will be Ikorodu City's Aderemi Adeoye, the 19-year-old, preparing to come on for Femi Aziz, who has been Alex's man of the match.
Yeah, I think everybody's man of the match. 2 goals scored, 2 wonderful goals, well taken. The first one and the second one. The first one with his left foot, favorite left foot. Second one with his right foot, and he's been quite the player. And you can see a smile on his face. His first official appearance for Nigeria. Goes on to score 2 goals. An unforgettable moment for the man, Femi Aziz, who I think that I would love to see play alongside the big boys, the Osimens and Chukwueze.
It's a debut to remember for Femi Aziz, definitely.
Rightly so.
When you score a brace
in your debut for your national team, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's something you will remember for the rest of your life. Super Eagles trying to add more insult to injury here. It's another way pass towards Owen Oseni. Zimbabwe have done their best. It just wasn't enough. I thought they've had spells where they might just have tried to hurt the Super Eagles, but they didn't do enough. Tosin Edokun with them a lob there. What was he thinking? I thought the goalkeeper was off his line.
Well, another player who maybe wants to get his name on the score sheet for his first game for the national team. It would have been an unforgettable moment for him if that had gone into the back of the net. That was hit from way out, and you can see some of the other players in and around him just remonstrating that he would have just let that one flow by passing the ball to players who are in a better position to find the third goal for Nigeria, but they've considered a free kick deep inside their own half.
4 minutes added on, and we are in the 4th minute already. So this is just an opportunity for Zimbabwe to restore some pride. Fabish with last effort, yes, sends a free kick in there. Gets right to it, but Boston very much in that danger zone, but Arthur Konko asserts himself and picks that one up. But that was a very, very nervy moment that involved Marshall Munetsi, the emergency captain, and that should be it at the Valley. Any time from now, it should be full time. The Super Eagles will savor this one, but Zimbabwe still come forward. Another pass towards the right hand channel. Igor Ogu should see this one out. Keeps it in. Finds Chibi Kenwewu. Action still remains. Seems the center referee might just be enjoying watching the Super Eagles and the Warriors do battle for some extended minutes. Chiweze Oputa now on the right hand side finds Tosi Oyedoko of Ikorodu City. Now you can find NPFL players littered across this pitch in the Unity Cup first semi-final. Lovely pass towards Rafiu Durosimi. Brings the ball, finds Oyedoko once again on the edge of the area. Tees it down. Lovely pass to find the Nadi there. But that should be it. But the referee still sounds his whistle for a free kick.
It's all over.
But I don't believe it's over now. It is over. It's full time. Nigeria have defeated Zimbabwe 2-0 with goals coming from Avie Femi Aziz Benoso as Nigeria qualify for the final of the Unity Cup, and they will get to defend their title come the 30th of May, Alex.
Yeah, you can see the bright smile on his face there. The man who scored 2 goals for the Nigerian side, quite happy with his performance. He's done so well for the team. Now they go to the final of the Unity Cup for the second year running on the 30th day of this month. Well, the Champions League final with Arsenal and PSG will go down. But yeah, opportunity for Nigeria to lift their Unity Cup once again, waiting for India or Jamaica for who comes into the final. I'd love to see India do, to be honest, but I think that Jamaica have enough quality to qualify to the final of the Unity Cup. But it's been a wonderful game for the Nigerian side. I think they played better. They wanted it more. They had better players on the pitch, and they made things count by scoring 2 goals from the man who I think is the best player of this game and has done so well to score 2 goals on his debut. Fantastic to see Nigerian fans still singing, jumping, having fun even at full time, and wonderful performance for the Nigerian side. I'm impressed with seeing new faces, but guys who can also go all the way to win a football game. Fantastic stuff.
All right, fantastic, and congratulations to the Super Eagles. Congratulations to Eric Chell as well for masterminding this 2-0 win. An experimental Super Eagles side beating this Zimbabwean team. On that note, we will be saying our byes, but don't forget, we will be here on the final day, be it Jamaica or India. We've got coverage right here on vivxsports. But don't also forget, as Ghana prepare for the World Cup on the 11th of June, that's kickoff date in North America, they take on Wales, and we've got the live watch along right here on our channel. Also, we'll be bringing to you Poland versus Nigeria and Portugal versus Nigeria as Portugal do their send forth on the eve of the World Cup against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Alex, it's been a pleasure having you.
Always a pleasure.
All right, on behalf of everyone behind the scenes, thanks for watching, and we'll see you another time. Good night.